So the makeup's done, and so we're going to talk about moving on down the list, which would be doing your chest now. I already have a video on contouring and everything. If you click that right there, it'll tell you how to do it. So I'm not going to redo that video because that one already gives like a lot of information about like fake breasts and chest tape and just contouring and highlighting in general. I will say a few things to add on to that video before I actually get into how you can make your own. And that is, a lot of people ask me, like when they see pictures where I've contoured my chest or they see Josh Source's videos, they're like, hey, he said he learned from you, but it looks totally different. That's because in my video, I tone it down and make it look more natural. It's just to like create cleavage and enhance. And then in the video, I actually say you can do this more dramatic, so it shows more, and that's the only thing that we change about it when like I do it for real and when you see Josh Source do it. We're just more dramatic with it. Instead of blending everything so much, you still leave some of the lines that are visible. So the contour color is a little bit darker and you leave that contour to show a little bit more and then blend it. That's the only thing that's different that makes them look a lot bigger and like more in your face. Another thing I want to add onto that video is instead of doing a light concealer color down the center, I actually switched over and started using a beauty powder, which is actually just like a powder that has a little bit of a sheen to it. I don't know if you'll be able to see right there, but you can see it just adds like a little glow to the skin without looking greasy or anything. I just do that in the center, so now it actually just looks like my skin. And then if you want to make them symmetrical and you can't freehand, and I've been lazy so I've been doing this, I just took one of the little Tupperware lids that we had in the kitchen, and I just use this. I just put it on one side and do my contour color, put it on the other side, do my contour color, and then go back in and blend everything. Makes it a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster, and I can make sure everything's same size. So that's what I do with that. Now that I gave you a little bit more onto the video that I've already done, I'm going to give you guys some examples of ways you can make your own breasts if you can't afford to buy like the foam or the silicone ones right now. It's fairly simple and you can get all the ingredients for really cheap, and you can actually just go to a dollar store to buy everything. So you can make them for probably like $3. Like you can do this for under $5 for each one. And the first way to do it is you can just buy some balloons or water balloons and then some jello, like some gelatin, and then just mix up the gelatin, and instead of putting it in the refrigerator to harden, you just put it in the balloons as big as you want them, and then you would just knot it, and then there you go. The gelatin is a little bit stiffer than just water, so it's, if people grab it or anything, it's just going to seem a little bit more firm, and then it'll just move and jiggle and move around like a real boob. So yeah, only thing is, you can spring a leak. Even if you like double up the balloon, you could still, like, just one wrong move, one wrong poke, anything could spring a leak and it'll be all over you. You could even just do this with water, but again, you could spring a leak and it'll be all over you. So that's something that you would do like at your own risk. But the way that I did it, when I didn't have the silicone, like all the different silicone and foam forms, I did it the birdseed or rice way. And what you do for this is you actually just buy a pair of pantyhose, and then you buy a bag of either birdseed or rice, or 2 bags, depending on how big you want these things. It's going to be up to you. And then what you do is you just fill the foot of the pantyhose with the rice or the birdseed, whichever filler you're going to use. You just fill the foot with that. Then what I would do is I would twist it so it would be really, really thin, and then I would double it over itself so that way there was 2 layers of the pantyhose, just for extra security. And then I would double knot that off, and then cut a few inches above the double knot just to make sure for now. And then once you have them positioned how you want them, then you can go ahead and trim all the excess. And then what you can do with the knot is you can use that as a nipple. So then same thing with the balloon, you could use that as the nipple, the knot. And then these still, if someone was to like grope and grab them, they're still going to move. Granted, you'll be able to tell that there's some kind of like kernel in there, but still, it's something for now. It's a cheap alternative, especially if you're just doing this for fun or just for like a charity show or anything like that. And then one of the downsides for rice or birdseed though is if you have them on and you start dancing and you start sweating, your body gets hot, if any of that sweat touches them, you're going to smell it in the air. So you could always like coat them or put them in like a fabric pouch and then spray that with a lot of perfume just in case you are going to be dancing and you might sweat, just to be safe. That way you won't really smell the birdseed or the rice, you'll smell the perfume. But yeah, that's pretty much the only downside I can think of those. You don't really spring a leak, and if it gets a hole in it, you can just put it in another layer or two of pantyhose, so they last a little bit longer. But yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do. It's fairly simple, and hopefully that comes in handy for some of you who are doing this for, like just for pride, or just for fun, or just experimenting and having fun. But yeah, as you can see, there's just a few suggestions, and yeah, hope it's helpful. So if you want to go back to the index, again, click the video that's over there. But if you want to go to the next one, where I am going to explain tucking, then just click on the other video that's over there. So again, I hope this was helpful, and I will see all of you soon. Bye.